Homosexuality can cause those inflicted to suffer from delusions. Most of these center around beliefs that homosexuals are actual human beings, that you should be afforded the same rights and respect as any other Americans, although occasionally these misconceptions can manifest themselves in more insidious ways. Do you often forget where you are? Or do you sometimes think that you're other people besides yourself? Do you ever believe that homosexual lifestyle is truly a respectable one?
That's not a delusion.
A delusion is like a dream. Something that feels real, but in actuality is not. Wake up, Walt. Wake up.
Scene 12, to a Western born. Outside Laramie, Wyoming, at the memorial of Matthew Shepard's death, a wicker basket full of beautiful, vibrant, colorful flowers hangs off a crisscross wooden gate. Walt and Ford approach it and quietly and solemnly. They both have small bouquets of white flowers in their hands. Walt considers placing his flowers into the basket, but instead decides to lay them on the floor in front of the basket. Ford tosses them into the same pile. They both step back and look at the basket.
Thanks for coming here with me.
Like I was gonna let you walk into the middle of the desert alone.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I don't understand some things. I want to. I want to because I respect you and, you know, love you. I'm still trying to understand a lot of things, and sometimes I just say things wrong.
Duh.
They stand in silence. Walt takes in the vast Wyoming sky.
I didn't know how bad you felt. Do whatever the fuck you want. Get therapy, go home. If you really feel that bad, it's your life.
A pause.
But you're the first person I know that didn't struggle with they. Even folks who've seen Charge, folks who know my pronouns, you can tell they have to think about it. You can see it in their faces. Like, what does it want to be called? Why does it have to be plural? Does it really got to take up so much space? But you just like went with it. I don't know, maybe I overestimated you.
The wind whistles musically, rustling the flowers in the basket. Ford begins to sing Amazing Grace. Walt closes his eyes in prayer. Ford finishes the first verse, and the two stand in silence.
What's the deal with Brokeback Mountain?
What do you mean?
I've never seen it. What's the deal?
You've never seen Brokeback Mountain.
I honestly thought it was just a gay cowboy porn for a long ass time.
No! It's this beautiful movie about love and loss in the Wyoming mountains. It's such a sweet movie. It's obviously not perfect. Like, one of them dies and Anne Hathaway's a blonde, but I think I just like it because it was the first time I watched a movie and thought, yeah, this could be me. I see me in this. We should watch it together. I still catch new things every time I watch it.
Huh.
Ford stands there for a few more seconds and then starts to walk off. Walt continues to admire the memorial.
Walt, we're gonna miss the bus.
Walt nods and the two walk off towards town together. Scene 13, the prairie grass dividing. The sound of the vehicular mechanical failure, the lights die, the vehicle attempts to restart itself, but sputters dead.
Walt, get your snoozy ass up.
The voice of a bus driver comes on over the old intercom after some slight feedback.
Sorry about this, folks, but it looks to be something to do with the engine. I'm going to have to call in some guys. Shouldn't be too long. We're pulled up on the shoulder here, so if anyone wants some fresh air, feel free to walk around, but please stay close to the bus.
The image of the vast prairie field from Walt's dream emerges. Prairie grass stands tall, swaying lazily in the breeze. The river of America ripples by. Ford and Walt wander on in awe. Walt recognizes the scene. The wind blows, and perhaps some birds chirp in the distance. Walt inhales the smell of the outdoors. Ford fills their lungs and shouts into the distance.
Hello!
A voice echoes back from across the field.
Sounds like someone's there.
He shouts and it echoes back.
Who are you?
Ford laughs and tries.
Who are you?
Who are you?
They laugh and run and jump and finally collapse onto the ground. staring up at the sky.
You ever see clouds like those?
They both stare at the clouds for a few seconds before running off. Interlude C, Charge. Ford stumbles on stage slightly and joyously intoxicated. They are wearing a red hoodie. Members of the audience are egging them on, including Walt, shouting phrases like, "Give the people what they want," and "Yes, Ford, fuck it up."
Y'all are tripping. Okay, y'all are tripping. Y'all gave me too much to drink. I ain't about to do this.
Come on, Ford! Do it!
I ain't about to do this. This is too much. Shut up.
Walt gets the rest of the audience to start chanting, "Do it," until Ford concedes. The audience cheers, but Ford quiets them down.
Alright, this here's a little ditty I wrote a while back. You might know it. I'm a little buzzed, and I ain't done it in a long fucking time, so I might fuck it up, but the people are asking for it, so this is Charge.
Ford swings into performance mode. This is complete instinct.
I was arrested yesterday. When I went up to the judge, he told me I've been charged with crimes against this entire country. He told me I was out to destroy institutions. Charge! What's your charge? To protect and serve, words reserved for those with pale skin, good hair, money to dress well, access to the Western and the white. When I was born and my body fell through the cracks of the dream catcher that holds the American dream to be protected and served. Charge! How much were you charged for your American dream? How much did you pay my father, stuck behind a register for 12 years? Not long ago, he would have been the currency. Black bodies, forever commodities. Love your body, bitch, please. Where's the receipts? Charge! My mother, always in charge. My clothes too large. Boy, it's obscene. My hair, my face, the way I speak, the aesthetics of my truth offend her. My mother is not a woman of God. My mother is a woman of women. Driven and given this tenuous life, descendant of wives and workers, house slaves whose graves have been paved over, women whose bodies were torn from their lovers, torn from each other, torn from herself, and I, their descendant, this ultimate product of that perverse herstory, something resembling woman but not, gray-eyed wolf in a petticoat. My body, powered by some unknown, unwanted force, grew into something I did not recognize, despised, until I realized who? My mother. Charge! On the battlefield of my childhood, parent versus child, woman of women. I was not the daughter my mother deserved. I ain't a daughter. She calls me disturbed, and I call her worse. Her camp screamed the injustices of birth, but mine cries, "Love me, Ma, love me!" Love has a charge. Love, like a slow burn on an electric stove, like the song of an electric kettle, warm and loud and free, denied to the child in me. Really, I ain't for or against institutions. What have I in common with them? How do I benefit from their destruction? Fact is, I'm trying here to establish an institution, the institution of love. Brotherly love that stretches across states, spread by cross-country custom plates, spread to the ghettos and suburbs and cities, spread without edifices and rules and trustees. I tell the judge, you can take my body, that ain't mine, it never was, but I will fight for my love. I am power, I am electricity, I am lightning. Charge.
Thunderous applause. Scene 14, fast anchored eternal love. Ford and Walt hotel room in Arizona later that night. Ford still buzzed and a soberer Walt bound into the room excitedly. Ford throws off the red hoodie.
That was so good. That was so fucking good.
That was incredible, Ford.
I haven't done that poem in a year. I forgot how fucking good it
It
is.
sounded just like before.
No, it was better. So much better. Goddamn, I should have gone back to Charge a long time ago. It was so much fucking better, and it's all because of you, Walt.
What? No.
Yes! You were the one rallying for me to do it. You're the one who's been sharing my life for months. You're the reason. I never would have had the courage to do Charge if you weren't there. It's because of you. I was so fucking wrong, and you made me see it.
You're drunk.
No. I mean, yes, but no. I was wrong, Walt. Like, you gotta honor your past. Walt, I was so scared to touch Charge. I really thought it was going to bring up all this shit I was dealing with when I wrote it, but it makes me feel better. Because that person was me. I can't deny that. I'll learn from it. You made me brave enough to look back and see that.
Walt runs up to Ford and hugs them, but They are not finished.
And I know what I said before, that you can do whatever the fuck you want, but you can't. I won't let you. Because you aren't broken. You're not missing any pieces. You don't like you because you're in trauma. And that's okay, that makes sense. But you need to heal, and fuck me if I'm about to let you run back to the toxic environment that made you feel this broken.
Ford.
I know they're your parents, and I know it's hard, and you need to love them, but they need to love you back. They need to love you the way I love you back. Well, fucking unconditionally. I want to help you heal, Walt. I want to be here for you. We're on a bus, or a boat in California, New York, or Fucksville, Arizona. That's the way real love works, Walt, okay?
Walt stares at Ford, utterly overwhelmed.
Okay.
You promise? You promise you won't go back. We'll figure this out together.
Promise.
They hug again in a huge, warm embrace. They separate, perform their personal friendship fist bump, and hug once more. Ford grabs their red hoodie and throws it on, heading for the door.
I'm getting us wine and cigars. Okay? Motherfucking cigars. You down?
Always.
You goddamn right, always.
Ford laughs, having never felt more joy in any other moment. They exit through the door, reveling in the overwhelming happiness in the air. Walt grins and spins. Offstage, a gunshot. Walt turns to the door. Interlude D. For you, O democracy. A Twitter feed appears. 4 voices appear to read some of the tweets.
Petitioning to make sure that hashtag Poet Ford's correct pronouns are used at their funeral. Hashtag transboy. Hashtag non-binary.
I'm gonna be so mad if hashtag Poet Ford gets dead name at their funeral or any other court proceedings. Use their fucking name.
Still feel like crying anytime I see a photo of hashtag Poet Ford. Hashtag charge.
Our prayers go out to hashtag Poet Ford and their family. Hashtag Black Lives Matter.
Am I allowed to write a poem in tribute to hashtag Poet Ford, or is that too dark to turn into my English class?
Hashtag love has a charge. Hashtag rest in power. Hashtag Poet Ford.
At for you, O democracy. Trying to claim that baggy jeans justify the use of police firearm. Hashtag bitch please. Hashtag Black Lives Matter.
Totally thought Butch Lesbos were supposed to be good in a fight. Guess not.
Well, I lost 2 followers for reaming at for you, O democracy for dead naming hashtag Poet Ford.
Trans POC face the highest rate of violence of anyone. Hashtag do better.
How the fuck are you gonna preach about hashtag Poet Ford without mentioning they're trans?
How are you going to make a statement about hashtag Poet Ford and not say they're black?
All trans men are hashtag Poet Ford's vengeful, angry ghost.
So now if a black woman wears baggy clothes, she's in danger? Fuck that.
You know how angering is it that hashtag Poet Ford can't cast a vote in this election? Or that hashtag Tamir Rice won't go to college?
Why are we praying to hashtag Poet Ford's family when they won't even use their name?
Black Twitter is going TF off about hashtag Poet Ford.
Who the fuck is hashtag Poet Ford?
Her mama called her Dorothy. I'ma call her Dorothy. Hashtag stay mad.
Prayers for Ed Walt the Poet. Such a sad, sad day for America.
Scene 15. Here the frailest leaves of me. Miss Gardenia Fields sits at the dressing room mirror once more, applying makeup to Walt's face. Walt is wearing a black suit. She pushes his face to examine one side. His head turns back into place, so she forcibly pushes it back to where she wants it. This happens once more.
Stop moving.
Walt slaps her hand away.
What the fuck are you even doing?
You have to be ready.
For what?
The funeral?
Walt turns away. Miss Gardenia Fields gets up and tries to continue her vocation, but he pushes her away.
I don't care how I fucking look. Ford is dead, murdered, and what am I supposed to do?
Put on a good face. That's what I always do.
She sits and touches up her own makeup.
It's what the world does, darling. Sometimes it just takes someone away. Look at me, I'm doing twice the work now because my partner's gone. You're too loud or impatient or too visible and poof.
But why? How?
America's moody, sweetheart.
That's not fair.
Not fair? Do you even know what this land has been through? War, plague, genocide, industrialization, rape of its resources and its beauty, and you don't imagine it might be a little pissy? You don't consider that the world might lash out at us?
The voice from the beginning booms above.
Looks innocent enough, doesn't it? But sometimes there are dangers involved that never meet the eye.
Shut up!
The voice stops abruptly.
Those echoes of hatred and misery still ring throughout this country. They come back again and again. This is who we are. You, me, your thoughts, your wants, your dreams, they all come from the land. What is the misfortune of one person, the loss of one person, compared to the trauma of a nation? Oh, sweetheart, the world turns backwards. That's the truth.
Walt takes this in.
But it's all the same.
What's that?
If it all comes from the land, if that's where the wound, everyone's wounds actually start, then that means that if one person can heal, then we can all heal. We do all heal.
Miss Gardenia Fields strokes Walt's hair.
I don't know what you're supposed to do. I don't know where you go from here. That's a decision you make. I'm sorry that they were taken, but they aren't alone in that.
Gardenia begins to pack up her makeup.
Does that mean if everything's connected, even across time, is there a chance they might not be completely dead?
Nothing dies in dreams, sweetheart. And America was built for dreamers.
Miss Gardenia Fields exits. Walt watches her go before he exits in the other direction. Maya enters dressed as a beautiful intersex butterfly. She begins to dance, sadly and elementally. It is kind of a catharsis. Her dancing slowly creates a lush, incredibly green space around her. When she finally dances off, she leaves behind. Scene 16, scented herbage of my breast. A lush green graveyard in Louisiana. It is summer. Ford's mother stands over her child's grave, weeping. A man, likely Ford's father, comforts her. Walt cautiously approaches her. She dries her tears when he catches her attention.
Mrs. Washington, my name is Walt. I was a friend of
Yes,
Ford.
yes, Walt. You were in some of Dorothy's poetry.
Yes, we were partners. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry for your loss. Ford and I were
Oh,
very
baby.
close.
You look so sweet. You've got such a sweet face. I recognized your face from her videos. Dorothy's father and I would always watch her poems online. I'm sure you must know, Dorothy was very troubled. She and us, we
She begins to tear up.
didn't talk much. But her father and I, we would always look forward, hoping that they post another video.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Mrs. Washington.
He begins to walk away, but instead decides against it.
They weren't troubled, Mrs. Washington. They were incredibly inspiring and strong. No one could ask for a greater partner or friend.
Thank you for saying such things, sweet face boy.
She looks back at the grave again and starts to cry. The man ushers her off, softly sobbing into him.
If she just hadn't worn those jeans, those damn jeans.
Walt watches them go and sits down beside Ford's grave.
You told me about a tree when we met. A tree you used to pass by as a kid. There's a big oak tree that hangs right above your grave. And it's wide, so you will always be in the shade. It's full of leaves. Big, flat oak leaves like stubby hands. You died in spring. But I don't even think winter will freeze these leaves. And, I mean, if you really want to get clinical about it, you'll probably be feeding this tree. Yeah, I think it knows that. It'll grow taller. It'll thrive because of the heart that's underneath it. The heart that feeds it like a fiery furnace, like an engine. It'll grow up higher than any other tree and stand for centuries and centuries. Because that's what your heart can do. And maybe some passerby won't realize you're here in the roots and the branches and the leaves and the oxygen. But I think some will. Some will see the tree and know. They'll know you're here and you won't be alone.
Pause.
I started messaging people who were your fans. I've had some really cool conversations with other poets and artists and activists who have their own work, and that's really awesome. You brought us together, and now I think we're going to collaborate on something. I don't know what exactly, but something you'd like. Something great.
Pause.
And I started dreaming again. I don't remember if I told you before. Some are dreams and some are nightmares, but that's okay. It's a process.
Pause. Perhaps Walt begins to cry.
I've seen this place before, Ford. I've dreamt it. Last night, I got here today and I couldn't believe it. I walked along the same pond, saw bunches of the same wildflowers and weeds, the same stones and trees, smelled that earthy smell, and listened to this same silence. I thought I was alone at first, but then this army of people, friends, gathered around me. The crowd kept getting bigger and bigger, and they were singing and laughing and picking flowers, and I thought I was alone, but I'm not. I'm so not alone. So, I'm keeping my promise for it. I don't need to go back. I'm not alone.
Peter, also in a suit, enters respectfully. He holds out his hand. Walt blesses himself with the sign of the cross, takes Peter's hand and stands. Walt performs one final exploding fist bump with an imaginary Ford before the two exit. Scene 17. Sometimes with the one I love. Peter's room, late afternoon. Peter sits with Walt's head in his lap, running his fingers through Walt's hair.
I've missed you.
I've missed you too.
Walt thinks of something and chuckles.
Someday, way later, remind me to show you the poems I've been writing over the last couple weeks. Then you'll see how much I missed you.
Pause.
I'm sorry.
What for?
I know how it feels when someone who's supposed to love you, who on all accounts should love you, doesn't love you back. And you're so good. I needed you, and you stepped up and you were there. You were brave, and you put yourself out there telling me,
Walt.
and I'm sorry that I couldn't accept your love. I'm sorry I couldn't say it back. You deserve someone that returns your love.
Peter kisses Walt's forehead.
I've thought about that night a lot. Played that night back over and over in my head, and you know what? I don't think there is unreturned love. I think that sometimes it doesn't come back to you the way you might think. Ever since I watched Sleeping Beauty when I was 6, I've been waiting for a prince to show up on a white horse. Now, I don't know if that's a super realistic expectation.
Yeah. Whatever happens is just out of our hands.
But sometimes, I think we can put it back into our hands.
Peter pulls an envelope out of his pocket and hands it to Walt. Walt looks inside.
You promised yourself you'd make it all the way to California. You traveled all that way, and even with what happened, you should keep your promise, Walt.
Peter, this is a plane ticket.
I would never want you to leave, Walt. I miss you every moment we're not together. But I guess I thought you being here now isn't right. I want you to come back, if you want to come back to me, on your terms. And if you can manage it, on a white horse.
Oh my God, Peter. This is...
Walt bolts up frantically, trying to find the words to say.
So I do this thing where I purposely get myself mad so that No, that's not what I'm trying to say. Sometimes I have to write because I can't figure out things inside my own head. And I think a lot of the time it's because I'm afraid, and that's just me in my head. I'm afraid that if I feel a certain way about someone, that maybe they don't feel that way back. And yes, maybe there is no such thing as unreturned love, but I just want you to know, I need you to know, that just because I might not be ready to say those things or to stay in one place or to be loved by anyone else just yet, just please know that, yes, okay? Yes, me too. I do.
Peter and Walt embrace. Peter's phone buzzes. He ignores it to continue hugging Walt. However, it buzzes a few more times in quick succession. Walt also buzzes. They look to one another in shared confusion and check their phones.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
The United States Supreme Court legalized same-sex marriage across America.
Oh my god.
Oh my God!
Their phones continue to buzz with incoming notifications, but the two drop everything to excitedly embrace. Each grabs the other's hand and the two run off together, the sound of a plane landing.
All right, folks, just landed in San Francisco. I want to thank you for flying with us today. For those of you continuing on, we want to wish you good luck with all of your ongoing travels. And for those of you returning, we'd like to be the first to welcome you back home to California.
Interlude D, full of life now.
San Francisco, please welcome Walt the Poet!
Walt ascends the stage, dressed in Ford's clothes. He looks around, acknowledging the audience.
I've been afraid of trees. I grew up in a place just full of them. I used to play among them, run through them, hide inside of them when I was little. I refused to return back to the woods. I've lived in a concrete city where I was cut off from the clouds and the stars. I've lost my own breath in the collective breath of the city. I've left the city, damned it, denounced it as artificial. I've traveled through fields, past lakes, and across stretches of highway that never seem to end. I've seen the Pacific shores and laid in the frigid Midwestern grass. I've loved back east and danced up north, died down south, and made it out west. I was looking so hard for some kind of connection, for a community that might make me feel like I belonged. I was hurt, you know? And I knew I was hurt, but I didn't realize how deep that hurt went. I didn't realize that I felt I could corrupt my body, stop me dreaming, blur my senses, keep me from loving. I was raised in a place where emotion was considered separate from the body. I want to read something that my friend wrote. We were workshopping it together before they were shot. It's called The Queer Speaks of Rivers. We have this history of drowning ourselves, of submerging ourselves and filling our lungs with something, anything but air. Maybe we want the water to cleanse us, or maybe we want to douse the fiery desire inside our hearts that has cursed our lives from the first day. Or maybe we crave for the pressure to crush the bodies for which we feel no ownership. These rivers are ancient. These rivers hold the blood flow of the world. Maybe we drown to become part of those ancient arteries, to become part of the earth, to start over. We have a history of drowning ourselves, but never alone. We take our lovers with us. Calamus and Carpos, lovers of Greek myth, wrestled in the river and were swept off together. They decided to rejoin the earth in tandem, one becoming a reed and the other becoming a fish, one flora and one fauna. That's how it's supposed to be. I felt the earth was my enemy, but that isn't true. The earth is our lover. The world hurts like we hurt. The world is lonely because we left it to deal with our own shit, our ambition and our curiosity, and our insecurities. This entire time, I've been thinking that progress, that just carrying forward would get me to where I wanted to go. I've ignored the centuries on centuries of people that allowed me to get to where I am right now. 20 years ago, 10 years ago, none of this would have happened. 40 years ago, I would have been arrested walking in New York holding my boyfriend. Yes, my boyfriend's hand. 100 years ago, a literal mob would have probably dragged us out of here and locked us up for even talking about any of this. And those people who waited and suffered and fought and died for our causes, we've inherited those people. We are their victories, and we are the violence inflicted on them. But what I've learned is that the real violence, the immediate, damaging violence, is the violence we inflict on ourselves when we sever our connection to our history, when we sever our connection to the world. Once I stop talking and you hopefully applaud and leave this place to go on with whatever shit you've got going on in your own lives. All of us in this moment will become part of the past as well. The world turns. I that was visible become invisible. So, now it's your turn to realize these poems. Live your truths. Love without limit. You are fabulous creatures, each and every one of you. Enjoy this wonderful world and dream. America was built for dreamers.
A moment, a final bow, and exit. End of play.